So guys, NIO is absolutely earning a ton of money through this thing called NIO Destination. Now there's this fantastic video clip from another fellow content creator here in China, and I'm going to be showing his video. His name is Te Lai Ge, and he also owns a NIO ET7 here in China. This service right here, it is absolutely earning a ton of money. Have a look. So of course, once you arrive at your destination, you have a couple, or usually one NIO service rep there to pick you up, and then you also have the NIO there, NIO vehicle, and that is the NIO vehicle that you rented. That service, NIO Destination, you can rent that NIO, and also you can add on NIO's designated driver, so that guy, the service rep, drives the car for you wherever you want. And what's really cool about this is they can plan everything out for you ahead of time. Say you're going there for vacation, you want to travel to some of the best places, you can have your own input, or you can let that service rep be sort of like your tour guide and basically drive you around. And the cost is not cheap at all. And of course, with this, you don't have to really worry about parking the car. The service rep is going to handle everything, and basically you can have fun and enjoy your time there. Now, NIO's designated driver has been used by lots of people here in China, especially for those busy people that need to pick up their kids. So they use the service for and let NIO go pick up their kids. Of course, NIO earns a good amount of money from the service as well. So overall, NIO destination fees, it costs around 650 RMB per day, which is around 97 US dollars. And then if you add on the designated driver, so that's your personalized driver that can basically help you take your car anywhere and also help you out with a lot of stuff, that is another 950 RMB per day, which is around 132 US dollars per day. So not too expensive. For about 220-ish US dollars per day, you get a car, a NIO, and a driver per day. And you can basically have freedom in that city, and you have your own driver. This service has been absolutely taking off. This content creator, Te Lai Ge, he said something at the end of his video which was very important and that I think you guys should all know about. He said, before, with a luxury gasoline vehicle, it's you taking care of the car. You gotta maintain it, take good care of it. But now with a NIO, you buy a luxury EV NIO, you get to experience what it's like to have a luxury EV company take care of you, which is, I think, quite special, all right, quite revolutionary. And this is why once people hop on to the EV bandwagon, especially they buy a NIO, it's oftentimes they're going to stick with NIO for the whole entire ecosystem, all right? Not only battery swap, you get accustomed to the convenience of battery swap, and you basically can't go back. Once you swap, you can't go and charge. I mean, like, why would you waste an hour or 20 or 30 minutes and potentially even line up when you could just do battery swap? So there's something that you get accustomed to. So something to know is that NIO's customer base will remain steady and even grow, all right? Whereas for some of the other guys like EREVs and BMW guys, those other car companies and other EVs, they might eventually switch brands. With NIO, it's very hard for us to switch brands. Not only the battery swap, but also the service. With those EREV guys, all right, it is a transition product, right? Transition from gasoline to EV. Some people don't trust full EV, so, we want to have a backup gasoline, and that's understandable. But as they realize that with that EREV, they got to charge more often because it has a smaller battery, they got to spend longer times charging, and then they don't even touch gasoline. And even with gasoline, the mileage isn't that good. Eventually, these guys will all switch over to a NIO. So those EREV buyers are future NIO owners. Let that sink in, guys. Whereas a NIO owner would most likely never switch to a EREV. That just means that those EREV companies with a lot of sales, good sales, those guys are probably eventually going to have to switch to a NIO because of the convenience that battery swap brings them. They're going to have to learn it the hard way that those cars charge much slower and have much smaller batteries. So what you're going to see is there's so much of this customer base in the EREVs that in the next couple of years, even if they don't buy the NIO main brand, they'll be buying NIO sub-brand, and a majority of them will be switching to NIO vehicles. It's very important for investors to understand that NIO's entire ecosystem is what makes it so special, right? And it makes customers like me basically impossible for us to leave the ecosystem and maybe buy something else because we're so used to it. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger. Imagine Apple's ecosystem. If you hopped onto the Apple bandwagon and you own a couple of Apple products, it's very hard to switch to something else. So you have great services that not only generate a lot of good extra revenue for NIO, but also becomes a crucial part of what NIO has to offer. A great car, but with shitty service would equal a bad ownership experience, but a great car plus great service equals excellent ownership experience. And I want to tell you a personal story. So just yesterday, on Sunday, I sent my car in for repair. What happened? My car is about 3.5 years old. The air coming out of the air vents wasn't as strong as I'd like, or wasn't as strong as it used to be. Max airspeed, it was still like the air wasn't coming out, all right? So I sent it in for repair, and those guys, they were able to immediately identify the problem. They tried repairing it, and after they realized that they couldn't repair it, they used my warranty and basically replaced that small part for free. It was basically like one of those pipes inside the air conditioning unit, and they replaced it for free, and they washed the car, they charged it to full and parked the car, and the entire process, I did not intervene at all. They still have the bag here with my license plate number, and basically one of the technicians, they got personal access to my car via NFC. So on the B pillar, they scanned it, and then they were able to drive my car and go to the service center, get it all repaired, fixed up, and then send it back to where it was before, and leave the keys in the car and lock it via his phone, and then he would lose access to my car end of the whole entire service operation. And throughout that entire time, I received a few messages and notifications on my phone that, with the progress, and they called me to make sure that I knew what was happening to my car. So, man, just a fantastic experience, man. And this is something that I can't imagine living without. If I were to have like another EV or some other brand car, it would be very difficult for me to say, hey, today I'll be driving it to the service center to deal with repairs and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they'll give me a loaner car, but you see this whole entire thing, service, excellent care. First, you win the hearts of the owners, and then slowly you get more customers in. You're not going to lose your existing customer base. They're just pretty much going to be forever loyal to you. So what you'll see with other brands is that as time progresses, they might lose their shine and they might start losing their customer base. Customers might be switching to other brands, but for NIO, that will basically never happen. You will rarely see a NIO owner switch to another car. So NIO's customer base is pretty much essentially guaranteed not to decrease. As time progresses, it's pretty much only going to increase. So this is something that's quite crazy that you guys need to know about. But yeah, I've been babbling for quite a while. Of course, NIO is a fantastic company. They have a lot of services. They're probably going to have even more services in the future. And, services, if they charge money and there's a good experience, NIO owners think it's absolutely worth it. NIO gets money as well. It's a win-win-win situation. That's a good thing. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.